Hi guys, how you doing today? This is D. Durrell with D. Durrell Life Solutions. Happy to be here once again to engage in stimulation conversation with each and every one of you. Today I'm going to talk about the CARES Act, the HRSA loans. I'm going to talk about how the CARES Act is another government um, business funding or loan funding entity that looks at your business, looks at the revenue and so forth, and they make a decision whether or not to give you funding relative to the revenue that you produce. This money is basically given to banks and so on, and they make a decision through SBA and so forth whether or not to grant you this money based on the revenue that you produce. Now, I would like to say that I just recently received funding from the CARES Act. The CARES Act itself, which separates the CARES Act from PPP loans and EIDL loans, is that the CARES Act, for basically all intents and purposes, appears to want to look at the fact that you are constantly reporting what your business is doing. They want to validate the fact that you are a healthcare or whatever type of entity that you are, that everything is intact as far as you providing services, particularly if you're a healthcare agency or an industry that is associated or contracted with the federal or state governments. One of the things that I looked at, and one of the ways that I was able to obtain the funding that I recently was able to obtain a few weeks ago, was the fact that, number one, I provide services in a rural area, mental health services. Also, the fact that I have, I'm seen as a needed healthcare professional, a needed workers that are needed so that society can function and operate. Also, they looked at the fact that I provide a certain level of healthcare services, which are also needed. Therefore, you qualify for certain things. One of the biggest things and one of the biggest reasons I was approved was the fact that I provide services in rural areas. They made a point of emphasis for you to identify the fact that you receive money to provide services in areas that have a high need. Now, at the time, I was located in a suburb outside of Houston, which is a rural area, the city of Houston, and Dallas. Outside of that, surrounding areas I provided services for, and some of those areas, or a lot of those areas, were rural areas. In being approved again for the second HRSA CARES Act funding, they looked at everything that I've done and what I reported from one bank statement to another. They looked at things that occurred from 2020 and 2021 and the last quarter of 2019. And in comparison, they made a decision to grant me a certain level of funding that I don't have to pay back. And what you have to understand is that they're going to send you periodically emails that you report how your business is improving and how your business is functioning revenue wise. As long as you follow the directions of the government, when they give you those emails for the CARES Act or the HRSA, they're going to approve that you don't have to pay this money back. They're going to basically provide a situation and make a decision to allow you to be waived paying the loan back. The money that I have gained from the government, which includes the CARES Act, the PPP loan, and the EIDL loan, okay? I received 2 CARES Act loans, 1 PPP loan, and 1 EIDL loan. So far, I don't have to pay any of that money back because I followed the directions and I had the financial documentation to substantiate the fact that my business was eligible for the funding. In my position, looking at the way the government is giving out this money, they don't want you to pay it back. What they want you to do is to continue operating. They want you to continue making money. They want to continue keeping the unemployment rate low. That's what they want, because they understand the more people that's working, the more taxes they pay to the federal government. You see, it's a give and take situation. But I just wanted to create this video to help you understand, for those that are looking for government funding, there are so many avenues out there. Check the SBA.gov website. There are EIDL advanced loans, grants, and loans, and so forth. There are all types of bridge loans and so forth. If you like to consult with me, you can send me an email at amburn1718@gmail.com. I'm getting ready to start, I'm going to start marketing, providing consultation for those that are seeking government funding. It would be $150 an hour for an hour consultation with me, so I can review the status of what you're trying to do, where you are as a company. And also in that, we are going to understand that you're not going to commit fraud. You're going to apply for loans and so forth that you can be eligible for. And I'm going to make sure and go through the checks and balances that you have the proper documentation. If you don't have the proper things, I can assist you and help you organize in a manner so that you can seek and get those things taken care of, because it's helping you as a business owner improve, okay, as a business. So this is D. Durrell, D. Durrell Life Solutions. Have a great day.